children, today's lesson is from the first flight book of class 10, and I will read and explain to you Tea from Assam. This is a extract which tells us about from where, how and when the tea leaves are being taken. The tea which it comes in a cup and saucer in the morning, dear children, we hardly know from which tea we are sipping. Usually there are two types of tea. If you see, the tea is two types. One tea is called CTC and other is called as orthodox tea. This CTC tea cut, turn and curl, which we usually have in the morning with our milk. The morning tea. This orthodox tea, which we call with the tea leaf. Tea leaves are there which we have to soak. Soak in a teapot. We have to soak it in a teapot, and afterwards, after dipping the tea in the teapot, we can have the tea in our cup. So the places which are famous for the tea is the Northeast. Northeast is famous for its cultivation, tea cultivation. Tea cultivation is famous in the Northeast, and especially the very popular tea we have in our country, and which is exported also, that is the Darjeeling tea and Assam tea. These tea which comes to our cup, usually we don't know from where the tea leaves are coming. The small extract from Glimpses of India in part 3, we are going to learn the tea from Assam. Pranjal, a youngster from Assam, is Rajveer's classmate at the school in Delhi. Pranjal and Rajveer, they study in a school in Delhi. Pranjal's father is a manager of a tea garden in Upper Assam. Pranjal's father, who is a tea garden manager in Upper Assam. Assam is being divided into two parts, the Upper Assam and the Lower Assam. Upper Assam, and Pranjal has invited Rajveer to visit his home during the summer vacation. Rajveer was invited by Pranjal during the summer vacation. Dear children, I remember a small anecdote. Once I was posted in a school here, and my area is also with the tea cultivated lands are there. So while going through the school bus towards the school, one tea garden used to come. And when that tea garden was there, we used to cross the tea garden. The wonderful aroma of the tea used to come to us. We used to smell, we used to inhale the flavor of tea. Tea leaves are famous for its flavor and color. Usually in the northern India, people love to have this tea, that is the CTC tea, with the milk, sugar added to it, and a lot of masala they put. They put cardamom, they put tej patta, and they sip the tea. But when we talk about this orthodox tea, here it is only with the leaves. The leaves are being soaked in the teapot, and after a few minutes we can have the tea pour into the cup and added sugar to it. Milk can be added, but if milk is added, the flavor of the leaves, it is being suppressed. Chai garam chai, a vendor called out to a high-pitched voice. It is seen, it is noticed with us as the train arrives in the platform. People, hawkers from different corners, they come and rush to the train. And one among them is the chai wala. And people from the window, they call, chai wala. And what he shouts, what he yells and calls, chai garam, garam chai. A vendor called out in a high-pitched voice. He came up to their window and asked, Chai Sahab? There means Pranjal and Rajveer. Give us 2 cups, Pranjal said. They stepped the steaming hot liquid, children, where this is coming. The steam is coming from the cup. So that is called as the steaming hot tea. Usually we take our own time to sip the tea. They stopped they sipped the steaming hot tea. Almost everyone in their compartment was drinking tea too. Do you know that over 80 crore cups of tea are drunk every day throughout the world? Rajveer, Vyo, exclaimed Pranjal. Tea really is very popular. Dear students, please underline, children, here. What we have to know, do you know that over 80 crore cups of tea are drunk every day throughout the world? Rajveer said. And Rajveer said, and that was exclaimed. Pranjal, being a son of a tea garden manager, he never knew about this data. He said, View, he exclaimed with astonishment, tea really is popular. Somebody comes in our house, any time of the day we say tea or coffee. First word comes to our lips, it is tea. The train pulled out of the station. Pranjal buried his nose in the detective book again. Pranjal was reading a detective book, so he hid his face like this and he was reading the detective book. But at the moment he was keener on looking at the beautiful scenery. Rajveer was interested to see the scenery. If you come to Darjeeling, you will see the beautiful heritage train passes from the tea garden. And this area of Darjeeling district, Mirik, is famous for Makai Bari. These all are the famous tea gardens. It was green everywhere. The bushes of the tea is not what you call. It is just like this. It is a bush. It is not the leaves grow like this. And tea leaves are being plucked like this. The very tender leaf is being plucked. It is not a tree, it is a bush. Tea is a bush. So that is called as the tea leaves which are being plucked by the people. It was green everywhere. Rajveer had never seen so much greenery before. Obviously, he was from Delhi. He mustn't have seen such a lush green nature's beauty. Then the soft green paddy fields gave way to tea bushes. After that, there was the paddy field, that too with the green in color. It was a magnificent view, a beautiful, a panoramic view. Again, against the backdrop of the densely wooded hills, a sea of tea bushes stretched as far as the eye could see. See here, the word is being say, sea of tea bushes. From one end to the other end, what you can see only the tea bushes. So, and it was the wooded hills. Drawing the tiny tea plants were tall, sturdy shade trees, and amidst the orderly rows of bushes busily moved dawn-like figures. In the distance was an ugly building with smoke throwing out the tall chimney. Where there is the tea garden, dear children, you will find the tea factory there. The procedure of making tea is there only. The tea is being produced there, which we have in the packaging system in our house. We bring it from the shops. So what is there in that particular area where tea garden was there? A building was there from where the chimney, the smoke was coming out. Hey, a tea garden! Rajveer cried excitedly. Hey, look, that is the tea garden. Pranjal, who had been born and brought up on a plantation, didn't share Rajveer's excitement. Pranjal was born and brought up in that particular area of Assam. So he was not so keen to see that this was there, which excited Rajveer. What excited Rajveer? The tea garden, the aroma and the tea factory. Oh, this is a tea country now, he said. Assam has the largest concentration of plantation in the world. Dear children, please underline this line. What is Assam famous for? Assam has a largest concentration of plantation in the world, the tea leaves. You will see enough gardens to the last you a lifetime. You are going to a tea plantation area, so you will see acres of land where tea plantation is being done. I have been reading as much as I could about tea, Rajveer said. Before we go to some tourist place, we take the guidelines, we take the help of the books or to the Google search these days to find out the geographical location, the plantation, the food and cuisine of that place, and thereafter the costumes, the history of that place. So Rajveer has also done his homework while he is visiting Pranjal's house in the summer vacation. I have been reading as much as I could about tea, Rajveer said. No one really knows who discovered tea, but there are many legends. We don't know who was the one who discovered the trees, but there are many legends, many old stories, legend here. What legends? Well, there is one about the Chinese emperor. Chinese emperor always boiled water before drinking it. One day, a few leaves of the twigs burning under the pot fell into the water, giving a delicious flavor. It is said that they were tea leaves. So the story, one story is there that a Chinese emperor was there and he was fond of drinking hot water. So while one day his water was boiling, that he would be sipping afterwards, and few leaves of a twig, of a small branch, burning under the pot, fell into the water. The leaves fell into the water where the pot was kept in the hearth. It is said that they were tea leaves. The beautiful aroma came out from it, and it was said those leaves were the tea leaves. Tell me another, scoffed Pranjal. Pranjal asks, tell me some other story. We have an Indian legend too. We have an Indian story too. What is the story? Bodhidharma, an ancient Buddhist ascetic, cut off his eyelid because they felt sleepy during meditation. Dear children, when we do meditation, it is said that we have to be in a certain posture. So the posture is sit straight. Make your spine straight. Put your hands like this and close your eyes. So it was not that he was not able to concentrate on meditation. What that monk did, he cut the eyelashes. We have an Indian legend too. Bodhidharma, an ancient Buddhist ascetic, cut out of his eyelids because he felt sleepy during meditation. So the role of eyelids is to close the eyes and send us to the world of sleep and dream. Tea leaves plants grew out of his eyelids. It's a story. It's an imagination. So what grew here on the eyelids? The tea bushes grew, and the leaves of these plants, then put in hot water and drunk, vanished the sleep. So if you want to do more work, it is said you have a cup of tea that will vanish your sleep. So since then the tea was there in Indian legend. Tea was first drunk in China, Rajveer added. Rajveer is here to give us the information. What is the information? You can underline it. Tea was first drunk in China, Rajveer added, as far as back as 2700 BC, before the birth of Christ. In fact, words such as chai and chini are from Chinese. So the origin words of chai and chini are from Chinese words. Tea came to Europe only in the 17th century. Tea came to Europe in the 17th century and was drunk more as a medicine than as a beverage. People were using this tea as a beverage, as a medicine, not as a beverage. These days we are having in COVID-19 the special kadha. It is being said that that is just like tea. You add some tulsi leaves, some long cloves, some cardamoms, some other spices, then honey, and boil it, and then you can sip it. That is equivalent to the tea status that is called as Ayurveda tea. And herbal teas are there, and then there is a green tea which can reduce your weight, the metabolism. So, tea came to Europe only in the 16th century and was drunk more as a medicine than as beverage. The train clattered into Marani Junction. Clattered, it's a sound stopped. Here, the boys collected their luggage. Who are the boys? Pranjal and Rajveer. They collected their luggage and pushed their way to the crowded platform. They made their way to reach to the platform. Pranjal's parents were waiting for them. Soon they were driving towards Dekai Bari, the tea garden managed by Pranjal's father. The name of the tea garden where Pranjal's father was tea garden manager, it was Dekai Bari. An hour later, the car speeded sharply off the t- the main road. They crossed a kettle bridge and entered Dekai tea estate. Kettle bridge made of bamboos and woods. So you have to cross that. Many small streams are there, brooks are there, rivers are there, which are next to or which are beside the tea gardens. Sorry. On both the side of the gravel road were acres upon acres tea bushes. Both the sides, right side, left side, on the gravel road, on the stone road, there were acres and acres of lands which was only for the tea plantation. All neatly pruned. They cut at a certain period of time, the tea leaves are taken and the branches are left, and that are being cut, sizely cut. And many of the people, they take those branches home and they make the tables. The table, they put a top on the table and that becomes the leg of the table. An hour later, the car veered sharply off the main road. They crossed the kettle bridge and entered Dekai tea estate. On both the sides, the gravel road were acre upon acre of tea bushes, all neatly pruned to the same height. Groups of tea pluckers. The women, those who pluck the tea, they look very beautiful. They put the things on their head and there is a bag. And this lady who is plucking the leaves, act very speedy thing. She put the leaves in this bag like this. In a second, how many times they can do, you can't even count. I am very fortunate. I have seen those laborers plucking the tea leaves in the tea garden. On both the sides, the gravel road were acre and acre of tea bushes, all neatly pruned to the same height. Groups of tea pluckers with bamboo basket. The basket is made of bamboo, where they keep the tree. It is a netted basket. It is a netted basket made of bamboo. On their backs, wearing plastic aprons. They wear the plastic apron. In house, we wear the cloth apron while we are cooking, washing like this. Were plucking the newly sprouted leaf. There is a wonderful song of Bhupen Hazarika, which he has sung about the tea leaves. Active leaf, that is the song, that the tender leaf. This tender leaf is this is three leaves are there. They pluck this tender leaf. This tender leaf is plucked. This tender leaf is plucked by them. And that is the thing. The dark green leaves are not being plucked. The tender leaves are being plucked there. So, and they put a plastic apron. They have a belt here and the basket there. And they keep on doing like this. And it is so fast we can't even think of. Were plucking the newly sprouted leaf. This newly sprouted leaf which has come up after the pruning, the light green leaf. Pranjal's father slowed down to allow a tractor pulling trailer loads of tea leaf to pass. Those tea leaves which are plucked by the laborers, especially by the ladies. Pranjal's father slowed down to allow a tractor pulling the trailer load tea leaves to pass. tea leaves are being collected at one certain place, and from there the trailer, the tempo, it takes the tea leaves to the factory. This is the second flush of the sprouting period. This is the second time when the tea leaves are being sprouted, have come up. Isn't it, Mr. Barua? Rajveer asked. It lasts from May to July. The season is from May to July and yields the best tea and gives us the best tea, the aromatic tea, the tea with good flavor. You seem to have done your homework before coming, Pranjal's father said in a surprise. Pranjal's father was extremely happy and was glad to know that Rajveer has done his homework before visiting Upper Assam, the tea gardens there. Yes, Mr. Barua, Rajveer admitted, but I hope to learn much more while I am here. See, with the positive note, the story ends here, the extract ends here, that he is going to know more about tea and tea leaf and tea production, process of packing, other ways where it goes for the export quality and the other things, all related to the tea. Rajveer said he is going to learn from Pranjal's father, conveyed his thanks, and this is here we close the chapter. Thank you very much.